Today we are working on Psalm 11. Traditionally, in Psalm Magic, we use Psalm 11 for triumph over any adversity. And I think that's a great thing to do today, so why don't we do that? We're going to use Psalm 11 to triumph over any adversity. So if there's some adversity that you're experiencing, call that to mind, and we will apply the magic of this psalm right to that so that you can have triumph. The way that we work Psalm Magic is very simple, extremely effective, and very fun. We take the psalm in question, and we read it all the way through once without stopping. And the second step of that formula is to go back through that psalm and to contemplate the deep inner meanings of each of those verses. And as we deeply search and dig and hunt for those meanings, we are in effect toiling the soil of our deep mind. And through doing that, we are not only plowing the fields of our deep mind, but we're planting the seeds of magic that we find within the psalm, within that deep, fertile soil. And in a very real way, those seeds take root, and then they grow, and then they blossom forth, and then they bear fruit after their kind. And that's what you and I are going to do together today, right now, with Psalm number 11. In the Lord put I my trust. How say ye to my soul? Flee as a bird to your mountain. For lo, the wicked bend their bow. They make ready their arrow upon the string, that they might privily shoot at the upright in heart. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold, his eyelids try the children of men. The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence his soul hateth. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness. His countenance doth behold the upright. It's a nice short psalm, but boy, is it powerful. So, thinking in terms of whatever adversity that you're going through, we are really going to apply this now. So first, it says, in the Lord put I my trust. So what are you going to trust? What do you trust in the things of this world? Do you trust in the adversity? Do you trust that your problems are going to be multiplied? Do you trust that nothing's ever going to work out for you? How many times do you notice yourself doing that? When something bad happens, you say, I knew it, right? So that means that you were putting your trust in that. So now we're saying, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to put my trust where? In the Lord. Well, what's the Lord? We really need to orient ourselves to that. The Lord, in this sense, is the tetragrammaton. And the tetragrammaton simply means that which is the source of all. And there's only one. There's one source, there's one substance, there's one force in all the universe. There's only one power. And it is the Lord in these Psalms. Now, it's not a male deity, and it's not a deity in any sense like that at all, because it's not separate from us. There's only one. And that oneness includes you, it includes me, and it includes everything. The Lord is, in this psalm, pre-gender. And it is the power of life itself. It's that which is beating your heart and causing you to breathe. It is the power of the soul, the idea that the Lord can extend itself as you, an individuation of itself as you. You're like a ray of light coming out of a star or a sun. It's spirit. And the Lord is the principle of spirit itself. And spirit is that which cannot be destroyed. Spirit is all-powerful. It's not vulnerable to anything whatsoever. It's infinite intelligence. It knows how to create babies out of embryos. It knows how to make planets revolve around a central sun. It knows all the mysteries of photosynthesis. It knows all. It is intelligence itself, infinite intelligence. It is infinite and divine truth. There's only one truth. And in this world, we believe in lies, but the lies are not what the Lord is. So the Lord is that which can overcome all lies. So any problems in your life, any of these adversities are overcome by truth. That is the meaning of the truth will set you free. You will know the truth and the truth will set you free simply means that once you know that 2 + 2 = 4, you're going to stop believing the lies about 2 + 2 equaling something else. It is infinite love. You are created in the moment out of an act of love. And the love that the Lord has for you is infinite. And therefore you are nothing but love. And anything other than love that you're experiencing in your life is not from the Lord. Therefore it doesn't ultimately exist. So these adversities don't exist in the world or in the mind of God. Therefore, when we work magic like this on those adversities, the adversities have to dissolve. The Lord is infinite law, and the laws of God are beyond the laws of this world. And you're under no laws but God's. And so that's why sometimes it seems as though God's laws can reverse the laws of time and space, because the laws of time and space are not part of God's laws. They're not part of God. That is something that happens in this world. And this world is an illusion. So these things are very important to understand so that we can orient ourselves to what we're talking about and what we're working with in these Psalms when we say, the Lord. So in the Lord I put my trust. Much easier to put your trust in that now that you know what it is, right? So I'm putting my trust in that which is real. And not putting my trust in that which is an illusion. How say ye to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain? So we're talking to people in our lives or even thoughts in our minds that are saying, oh, you have to run away from the adversity. You have to flee. You have to run away from the adversity. You have to run away from your problems. It's too hard. It's too dangerous. So run away, run away. And we're saying, how could I do that when I put my trust in the Lord? I don't need to run away. I don't need to fly away like a little bird. Flee as a bird to your mountain. For lo, the wicked bend their bow. They make ready their arrow upon the string. So don't run away, because the adversity knows exactly where you're going. And it's going to shoot at you. You're going to give it better aim if you're running away, because you're not going where your power is. You're going to put your trust in the Lord. You're going to go put your trust in all power, and then there is no power to harm you. It says that they may ready their arrow upon the string, that they may privily shoot at the upright in heart. So privily shooting at the upright in heart, privily means in darkness, in secrecy. So all of our own secret thought forms, they are self-destructive thought forms, which we either implanted ourselves or we adopted as part of the group mind, the group ego, to constantly keep us in these problems, in these adversities. That's what this world is all about, is distracting us from the truth, distracting us from our relationship with the Lord, and instead putting all of our attention on these so-called problems and these so-called adversities so that we're really busy. And that's what the ego does. It keeps us busy. It likes to keep us broke and busy, because that way we're constantly working at trying to overcome a problem or run away from a problem or deal with a problem. And then we never have time to sit and actually go for the solution itself. And that's what the psalm is going to do for us, is it's saying, wait a minute, let's put our minds where the solution is, rather than running and keeping busy. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Well, it's a rhetorical question, because you cannot destroy the foundations of God. It's impossible. God gave you and gives you your soul. It's an extension of God. And that is not something that you can destroy. It's not yours to destroy. It's a gift to you. It's a gift to you, but you're not the source of the gift. The source of that gift is unassailable. Therefore, that gift is eternal. So those foundations cannot be destroyed. So the moment you start questioning yourself, what happens when my foundations are destroyed? What happens when I don't have what it takes in order to overcome this adversity? As soon as you start questioning your connection with infinite intelligence, then you do feel like a little bird that's flying off and is vulnerable to being shot at. But that's not the case at all, That's what the ego wants you to believe is the case. The truth is that your foundations come from God, they are eternal, and they are unassailable. So the righteous need do nothing. It says, so what can the righteous do? Nothing. You don't have to do anything in answer to the question. Right? There's nothing for you to do. The only thing that you need to do is nothing, is to accept the truth. The Lord is in his holy temple. So that's where the Lord is. The Lord is in his holy temple. And again, his is an unfortunate pronoun based on the patriarchal origins of the scribes of this book. Let's say they. The Lord is in their holy temple. So what is the temple of the Lord? The temple of the Lord is what is called heaven, and that is the realm where everything is permanently perfect. That is the realm where everything is real. That is the realm of truth, and it is your home, and it is where you abide right now, sleeping, having dreams and nightmares about these adversities. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold. Okay, so God doesn't have eyes because God doesn't have a body, because God is eternal. God is all, the oneness of all that is. And heaven is not a place, it's a realm. It's a state of being where everything is perfect. It is the causative plane. And so as God so-called looks at the world from heaven, God only sees truth. And anything that's not truth does not exist. His eyelids try the children of men. So when God looks at you, it seems like God's trying you only to the degree that you're trying to hang on to and uphold things which God never created in the first place. But you know what? That's the source of all adversity. So you want God's eyelids to try you because you want God to take away the adversity. You want God to take away everything that God did not create, and God does not will adversity, nor did God create that adversity. The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence his soul hateth. Okay, so God tries the righteous. God does not test you. That is a projection. When it seems like God is testing us, it means that we're trying to hang on to things that no longer serve us. And we're saying, God, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? God's not doing anything except for showing you the truth. And so anything any way in which you are invested in this adversity, any way in which you have some sort of payoff in keeping this adversity, God wants to bring that to light. But God's not testing you. God's not trying you. God is freeing you. Because why? You asked for it. You asked to be freed. You asked to be freed from this adversity. So God's saying, okay, here you go. This, not this. This, not that. And you say, oh, but that's my favorite thing. Well, there you have it. Do you want what you think is your favorite thing, or do you want to be free? Because a lot of times we're so in love with our problems, even though we say we're not. But when it comes to letting go of them, it seems like God's testing us and trying us. That's not what's happening. That's not what's happening at all. It's that we are so committed to staying stuck in our problems and in our adversities, and then we say we want out of them. That is the problem right there. It says, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. So these are the adversities themselves, is what the wicked and them that love violence. So these are the problems. God hates those problems simply means that God disregards those problems. That's what hate means in the Psalms. It means that they disregard them. They don't see them. They don't exist for them. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and horrible tempest. Yea, right? God is not a destroyer, but God seems to destroy. When we ask to be released from a problem, the problem seems to get destroyed from our perspective. And from the point of view of the negative thought forms which keep that problem in place, it can seem scary. But that's not us. That's not us that's scared. That's our own ego mind that's scared. So you just let it happen because it's not really there. And when darkness starts to get destroyed because it realizes that it's not there, it can seem scary to it, but it's not you. So there's no fire and brimstone coming after you. That's all just part of the illusion And that's part of the illusion of the release from the illusion itself. It seems like the illusion gets destroyed. Samael, the angel of destruction, right? Samael, the angel of destruction, comes out to destroy that which is not part of God. And it seems like there's a battle or a war, but there's not. There's no big war or battle between good and evil, between light and dark. Are you kidding? Watch how that works when you turn the light on in a dark room. What was the battle? Nothing. But it's the darkness that goes, not the light. The light's not afraid of it. For this shall be the portion of their cup. This is what the adversities that you've brought to the psalm, this is what they can expect for themselves. They can expect destruction. They can expect to be dissolved, and they can expect to be seen as what they are, and that is nothing. So it's utter disregard for the adversities is what God's giving them, and that can seem extremely destructive to those thought forms themselves. For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness. His countenance doth behold the upright, because that's all God knows. God only knows the truth. God doesn't know lies. God knows reality. God does not know illusions. God does not know nightmares. God does not know darkness. Not that those things are bad, they're just nothing. They're not bad. It's not evil. It's not some sort of evil that has to be overcome. It's just nothing. And so when nothing is seen as nothing, and you turn the light on and you recognize, oh, that didn't really exist. Okay. Or when you wake up from a really bad nightmare and you go, oh, well, that was not really happening, was it? Because the righteous Lord loves righteousness. And loves, in this sense, is the opposite of hate. It means it regards it, it sees it, it knows it, it claims it as its own. Because God is righteousness itself. But so are you. You're righteous. You're not evil. There's nothing bad about you. There's not one bad thing about you. And God judges you. And God's judgment is that you are fabulous. Why? Because God created you that way. God didn't create junk. Never has, never will. And that includes you. So any junky things in your life are part of a big conspiracy that you have been involved with to overthrow God in your life. And God thinks that's kind of cute. God thinks that's kind of sweet and funny. And all God does is give you the solution to the problem. There's no punishment. There's nothing for you to worry about. God's not mad at you. Never has been, never will be. God's not capable of that. So his countenance doth behold the upright. You are the upright. The upright means the straight in heart. The straight in heart is a symbol. If you look at the Hebrew, it means the straight in heart. The heart is a symbol of your subconscious mind or your deep mind. When your deep mind is completely 100% committed to the truth, then the truth is what is reflected back in your circumstances. Right? And so when it says that his countenance doth behold the upright, that's all God beholds. That's all God beholds is who you really are. Right? So anything other than that you can ask to be purified of. Anything other than that you can ask to be removed from your deep mind so that your experiences start to reflect the truth of who you are. So you just keep coming back to this psalm again and again. I would recommend coming back at least once a day until you start to get a sense of peace and certainty that whatever the problem was that you brought to the psalm is resolved. And once you get that feeling of peace and certainty, then that means that your spell has taken and you can let go of this problem and go on to working on something else. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time, blessed be.